Generation 4 had really solid designs overall, but that doesn't mean they didn't make mistakes. Today we're talking about the worst designs of Generation 4. It's a bit slim pickings over here, so I'm sorry if I seem overly critical of something minor. Four generations into the franchise, you'd think they would get tired of doing the same thing over and over again, right? And yet we got another set of early game normal rodents. They did the early game bird too, but Staraptor's great, so it gets a pass. And Bidoof is pretty cute, but Bibarel? Nah. A beaver is such a cute and cool animal with lots of interesting tidbits about it. I don't know why Game Freak would turn it into this. Bibarel is really just a cartoon of a fat beaver with nothing going for it besides the water type. In the sitting pose, it hardly looks like it could get up, and on all fours, it looks really awkward the way the tail sticks out like a paddle. It does look a little more natural standing up, and I guess if you like Pokemon with the blank dumb gaze of a Slowpoke, you might like Bibarel. It doesn't do it for me. But I can tell you that the early game normal types of later gens haven't been much better. I don't understand how a Venus flytrap Pokemon could have gone so wrong. And Carnivine is a flying Venus flytrap. That should be an easy concept to do well. But Carnivine has these vines and large floppy leaves that I don't think have anything to do with Venus flytraps. And its jack-o'-lantern grin and flat, expressionless eyes just make it look really silly. And it's not that Pokemon can't look silly, there are definitely Pokemon that pull off the silly look. I just don't get why the Venus flytrap Pokemon is a silly one. Where's the connection? Another Pokemon I don't understand is Lopunny. I mean, the concept is obvious, right? I don't think I need to explain Bunny Girls or Playboy to you. And they actually did a really good job with the design, and it looks like a Pokemon. I even used a Lopunny in my Ultra Moon team. But why is the Playboy Bunny a Pokemon at all? Why is such a loaded symbol of sexuality and the objectification of women in a Pokemon game directed at children? And they even drew Lopunny with its arms in front of its chest, which led to heated arguments about whether Lopunny was hiding breasts or not. Lopunny is a great Pokemon, but it shouldn't have been one at all. Game Freak, leave the sexualization of Pokemon to those fans who want it. You don't have to put that in yourselves. Legendary Pokemon in Sinnoh were really weird. Very few of them evade criticism. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf all look really similar, and there's not really anything that stands out about any of their designs. Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina are all just ugly personally, but there's also nothing in their designs to tie them to the concepts of time, space, and antimatter, and that's usually one of Pokemon's strong points. At least Dratina's origin form is much sleeker. Heatran and Regigigas also don't seem to have very solid references in their designs, so much so that it's hard to really tell what they're supposed to be. Shaymin's two forms do look great individually, but I don't really get how a Chia Pet hedgehog transforms into a flying reindeer dog. And Arceus? That one does have some elements to the design and lore that reference various creation stories, but I really don't think this design conveys any of the usual qualities of a creator deity, like being powerful and just and wise and pure. Arceus just looks like a very muscular deer wearing a wig. And to finish off, again I want to talk about some of the new evolutions to existing Pokemon. Not all of them were good. My biggest gripe is with Pokemon that just got bigger and fatter and bulkier for no apparent reason. Magmar was already a bit awkward, but Magmortar is so much worse. It's got this massive body, but tiny stick legs, and it loses all definition in the chest and neck. If Magmar and Magmortar are based on Karuta or ducks or boobies like most people agree they are, then I really don't get why it bloats up. Licky Tongue is another that maybe wasn't great to begin with, but definitely wasn't improved. This one I get being big, because Licky Tongue does have an eating motif, but can Licky even eat? With its huge tongue swollen like that, I'm surprised it can even breathe. Poor Rhydon. The original Pokemon was a simple but effective Rhino Kaiju. I don't know why they came up with Rhyperior, or even how. Look at all the different elements it's got. It sorta maintains the rhino look, but its horn is much more a drill now. It's also sporting a nice layer of Kevlar for no good reason, an Ankylosaur's club tail, and its arms are hollow, apparently? What is any of that about? But I think the biggest mistake was Togekiss. Togepi is a really cute hatchling Pokemon. Togetic maintains the main elements of it, but makes it much more avian since it looks like a chicken fairy. I won't say that Togetic was perfect the way it was. I really like it, but I think it suits being in middle stage. But this is not what I wanted to see it evolving into. Togepi begins as a small round body with arms and legs. Togetic extends out of its shell and gains a neck as well as wings. Makes sense. But then Togekiss reverts to having no neck, the arms are gone, and the wings have no definition. Togekiss has plenty of elements to make it clear that it's Togetic's evolution, but anatomically I don't get it. And it could have been really elegant or really cute, but it's none of those things. Thank you for watching this episode of my Pokemon creature design review. I'm sure there's lots you disagree with, so go ahead and tell me in the comments all the ways that I'm wrong. Just don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you're new. And if you're on Twitter, you should talk to me on there. I'm Umbreon Libris, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Oh, you're shoe shopping when we're supposed to be recording?
It's so pretty though.